Welcome back to another video, guys. Hope you guys are doing good. Today we are doing a lot of little small things, but for now I'm gonna take this Avalon and I have to go smog this car. If you're living in California, you guys already know what that is. I have to go do that since this is my daily. Can't be behind on any payments and stuff. So I just got the smog done. It's usually for registration every 2 years, especially a car that's over 5 years old from the current year. So yeah, not bad. Just gonna head home now and we're just gonna go over the teeny weeny problems that I'm still having with the R6. Alright guys, so for the first thing what we're going to do is we're going to do the scratch remover kit thing. And you guys already saw that there was a whole scratch around the side of the car. I hate it. And Daniel, I mentioned on my previous video that he gave me the scratch remover kit. Hopefully it works. If the scratch is not towards the bare middle of the car, it'll probably be good. But let's take a look. Okay, got my microfiber cloths, and what we're basically going to do is we're going to apply it on one of these, and we're pretty much going to do it in a circular motion, and then we're going to get a dry one and pretty much wipe it off. Let's try it with this much, and let's see. So I put it on there, circular motion. I don't know how long we're supposed to do it for, but it says to just do it. Yeah, no, doesn't seem like it's gone. Let me read the instructions again. So as you guys saw in the time lapse, I've been trying to do this for a few minutes now, but if you guys notice, kind of there's a little bit of improvement like right here. I can still see it, so it's not really working. I think the scratch over here is just too deep. Especially this one. I put a little bit on this, but it's still very visible. I think it's gone too deep down to the middle, and it's just not the clear coat that's left. I think the other way I can approach this problem is with a car buffer. What they do is they get the pad and they usually use like a compound like this, and then they just go over the scratch. But one of the reasons I was actually thinking of why taking it to a car paint shop and get everything paint corrected, because of this. This part of the bumper is literally messed up. You see there's a lot of scratches, paint peeled off, and this paint is basically coming off, and yeah, this part of the bumper is fucked. Some more solutions that people have been using are paint pens, which are basically like Sharpies. They match the exact same color that your car is, so you can order it online and you just tell them the exact color of your car and they send you like a paint Sharpie type of pen. And I think that's much easier and a cheaper solution than paint correcting the car. With paint pens, the process is usually sanding down the scratch first to remove the rough edges on the side. And then what you basically do is you tape this part off, you tape the top part off, and then you just use the same colored pen and just go over it very lightly, and then you just sand the paint down too, just because there's gonna be rough edges on the paint. So you sand that down, and then you basically just put clear coat over it, and then the entire scratch will be disappeared. Alright guys, so for the next thing what we're gonna be doing is I went to Walmart and I got WD-40. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but it helps to decrease like a lot of oil. But for me, the Acura Rsx had this very ugly part of the engine always here, which is like oil. I don't know what this is. I think it's like a lot of grease or like a lot of sludge around this part, and the header is very dirty as well. So, and I mentioned in my previous video as well that whenever I have to show this car off to like one of my friends, or if they're checking out the engine bay and seeing the beautiful K28-2, this sludge usually throws it off because it just makes the engine bay look a lot more uglier. And sometimes it can be a bit dangerous, especially how these are fuel injectors, and if there's a lot of sludge that builds up over there inside, it can affect the injectors. But that's kind of rare, but it could happen. So now we definitely see a lot of improvement now. The cover is good. I vacuumed the headers as well. There's a lot of leaves and like a lot of junk inside. One thing I'm really happy about cleaning this is the fuel line. I see the biggest improvement in there. There was a lot of sludge that was built up around these fuel injectors, and the entire engine bay looks a lot more presentable. Alright guys, so for the last thing, what we're gonna do is we're gonna fix the rattling sound that is still on the RSX. So I just want to get it fixed today as much as possible. I know usually with the exhaust hitting the metal, you have to take it to the exhaust shop, and I'll try to see if I can fix it for now, at least for temporarily, so that I can still drive this car around. And there's this another huge sound that comes over here, and I ended up finding out about that sound when I took it to the mechanic shop. They moved the exhaust to see where the noise was, and then the exhaust was hitting the frame of the car. So that sound is not too loud where it messes up with your brain, where compared to the one in the back of the car. Last time we tried tying this around here, and I know these sound stupid, tying this around and finding more dumb remedies. Sadly, I don't have a home welder or anything that I could weld the exhaust up together. I wish I did, because I would have just welded it and I never would have had this issue. But then again, at that point, I'll probably never be able to take the exhaust off, ever. So what I'm probably gonna do is try to find something I could just temporarily fix it, and it can just block off the two metals that collide, and I can put something in there where if they do collide, it won't make a big noise. Alright, so this is as home as it gets. So what I ended up doing is I got a plastic wrap right there, and I ended up tying it around with the rubber band. I kind of do have to take it to the exhaust shop, but if this doesn't make a rattle, then I am good. And in fact, let's just go take it for a drive and let's just see if it actually worked. Okay, first drive, honestly, the car feels so much better. There's no rattling sound that's coming anymore. The usually rattle sound comes in the second gear, like usually in higher RPMs. Yep, nothing. So I think we're good for now. Let's see. Let's put in higher RPMs and let's see if the rattle sound comes. It's like a very, very tiny sound, but honestly, that's bearable. Before it used to be hella loud. I couldn't even listen to my music. Something that I fixed temporarily just to get it to the exhaust shop in like a month or so, it's fine. Usually when you shift first to second, there was like a sound. Yeah, now we're good. Let's see if the downshifting usually used to have hella freaking rattle coming. Yeah, now we're good, we're good.